Hello everyone, I'm Brian and today we're going to do a trailer reaction to From Up on Poppy Hill. So this is a Ghibli? I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it's one of those films, uh, Ghibli. Studio Ghibli, as you can see from, there we go, up there, yep, right there, Studio Ghibli. So, I'm trying to watch as many Studio Ghibli trailers, but some are just a little too old for me and maybe not necessarily along my style. But I do like a few of their films, which I do want to own one day, which some of them being Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke. I can't remember anymore because those are the two that I've seen that really do stick out to me. And there are a few on my list that I do want to watch. I don't know anything about this one, so let's get started. Ghibli. Ghibli?
In some places, you can tell what time of year it is by which flowers are in bloom. In Yokohama, it's which boats you see passing through the harbor. We have a great view of the boats from my house on Poppy Hill. It seems the whole country is eager to get rid of the old and make way for the new.
Oh, the Olympics, I guess.
But some of us aren't so ready to let go of the past.
Umi, I know how much you miss your father. I hope you find someone. Then maybe you won't need to raise those flags anymore.
Umi, come see this! What is it?
Oh, looks like someone's getting your messages.
Is it? Wonder why she stopped.
Umi?
Dad, is that you? He was a captain on a supply ship, but his ship sank. What's this?
That's a boat I often see passing by. This might sound crazy, but I think it's answering your flags.
Answering my flags?
That's pretty sweet.
Hang on!
I was wondering why they were doing that. They were dusting the roof and the stuff above. Okay, so let's go over the trailer here. Studio Ghibli, whichever way you prefer to pronounce it. So we have a lady here who's putting up the flags that you can see up on Poppy Hill. Although I will say that view won't last long because as our population grows, they end up chopping down some trees, and then more and more buildings will, well, populate the area, generally speaking. I can speak with that from a personal experience. I remember a time where I used to live where it's barely any houses on the hill, and then all of a sudden a lot of houses, like a lot of houses. So she's talking about how the Japanese wants to move from the old to the new, and these rings usually represents the Olympics. I'm guessing there was the Olympics in Tokyo in 1964. I don't know that for sure, but you know, she doesn't want to get rid of the past. She's not really not necessarily ready to move on. She's still doing the tradition of what her and her father did, I suppose. And she's basing that based on the boats that go in and out of the docks. To tell the season, you look at the boats. And apparently she found maybe Mr. Right. Who knows? So, here it looks like I thought maybe she did it, but I think she may have received a letter in her little mail or shoebox, I guess. Like I've seen in animes where they have little boxes where they put their shoes in. I guess for outside shoes and inside shoes, I'm not sure. And I know in some animes where that's where you can slip in a note for the person that you like. So I don't know if this is a letter that she received and she's opening up, and this flags is representing that, you know, he takes notice of those flags in her house every day, which can be kind of creepy, but sweet depending. Then there's a ramen noodle up here. Is this dude asking her out for lunch or dinner? Hey, dude, I want to go eat in one of those ramen places though for sure. And then right here, why did she suddenly stop? I'm wondering, did someone change? Wait. Ah. So, did someone change the flag? So she's noticing the flag that she sees there is matching with the one that's in her note here. Little note here. Right there. Colored in white and then square and square. The flag that flies is that. I don't know if that's that to some people that would be creepy, to others that's sweet. It's like the dude's freaking spying on her. Well, I mean, you know, it's all perspective, I suppose. What kind of flag does her father fly? So I'm wondering when this is all taking place, because those almost look like military ships, but they're not quite. They're not armed with anything. She did say that her father was a captain of a supply ship. Trying to get a close up of the ship. Is that the boy from earlier? Maybe. It looks like it. And I guess she finally felt comfortable to invite him into her house to see the flags flying, to see the view. And then I guess her friend has kind of the same view because she's painting what looks like an abstract art of, well, a boat, because she's saying that those boats are flying the flags in response to her flags. And I'm wondering if it's just his boat, actually. Is this his? I believe this is that young boy's boat, and he's the only one responding with those flags, I guess. Hey, man, I'm kind of hungry for some fish fry. I'm not sure what's going on here. I would love to go eat some traditional Japanese food, traditional ramen, sushi over there. I would love to experience many different kinds of foods around the world. It's kind of weird to see a lot of people mask, especially with what's going on around the world at the moment. But was obviously made before then, and I do know in Asia there's a lot of the countries over there do wear masks for different reasons, and some of them for really good reasons, honestly. And I wish everyone would do it. I think there are some people who, you know, if you get sick or something, you wear a mask to be considerate of others, which would be great. But you know, we live in a world, I suppose. And that's not to say that they're wearing it because they're sick. It's more than likely they wear it because of, like we saw, I guess not earlier, maybe a little bit down the road, right here. Because they're dusting and you wear a mask, it doesn't necessarily prevent a lot of dust from getting in, but it'll prevent some or a lot. So let's see, where we stop at the fish fry. Then we see her hang out with the dude. And just having fun, living life. Whoops. And maybe finally she found someone. And finally riding the boat. I guess maybe something she's wished she could have done with her father, potentially. Alright, so that's the trailer. The trailer the art style is definitely really good. It's a really nice anime for sure. Not exactly seeing what the story of it is, except for the fact that, you know, she's doing what she's been doing with her father and keeping up ever since her father died. Then a boy shows up, likes her, and starts maybe sending her a message and also changing up the flag. I don't know if he went to her place and changed up the flag of her place, which would be can be kind of creepy. Could be sweet. And then did he buy himself a boat so that he can fly up those flags? Did he notice that she's flying those flags because of the boats that's going around? So those flag represents maybe seasons, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure why. I think that's what she said, that she's flying those flags because of the seasons, and the way you can tell the seasons from her place is from the boats, not necessarily the the atmosphere or things around you. Like they say, some places can tell by the seasons based on the flower that's going around, but the way they do it's based on the boats that's coming in and out. So did the boy buy a boat to respond to her flags, which can be sweet and creepy, again, all perspectives. But yeah, the story looks kind of interesting, I will say. But yeah, I guess I don't necessarily want to say too much because I'm about to go ahead and just rate the based on the trailer alone. Alright, so if this was coming out in theaters, would I watch this in theaters? Probably not. I'd probably give it a 1. It's not necessarily something I'd watch in the theaters. At home, based on what I prefer in anime, in terms of Studio Ghibli, I'd probably give this a 2 to 2.5. It's not necessarily my cuppa. It's something I could watch, but it's not going to be up there compared to like Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and there's a few others that I have on my list. I just can't quite think of them straight off the top of my head. So home theater about 2.5. It could be on the list, but it's going to be at the very bottom. Alright, what about you guys? What would you rate this? Would you give this a 5, a must watch, a 4, a will watch, a 3, a may watch, a 2, a may not watch, or a 1, won't watch? Let me know in the comments below and explain your reasoning why. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.